with all of your supplies assembled, it's time to make your magic box. Alright, you've got your 4 squares that are yellow on one side and blue on the other, or whatever 2 sets of colors you have. You're going to turn it at a diagonal so it makes a diamond. You're going to be cutting on this diagonal to make 4 triangles out of this square, like this. It's okay if they're not perfect. That'll all work out. Now when you lay them back out, you're going to want to separate them a little so there's some space. The space is going to be what allows them to move. Now you're going to tape across those lines. Make sure it's firmly attached. I find it's helpful to pull it up off the table that way, leaving it attached. Keep your points sharp. Now go the other direction. You now have 1 square taped. You're going to want to get rid of this extra tape all the way around. Do that by trimming right here, right even with the paper. All the way around. Clean the extra pieces off your scissors and get them out of your way. You now have one completed square that can be folded anywhere the tape is. Okay, you're going to repeat that for the other 3 pieces. Bisect. There's a math term for you. Bisect. I find it's easier to lay these out. That way I don't get confused at which pieces came from what square. Lay it out on your table. check it size-wise with the one that you've already made. If they don't look quite the same size, extend your pieces, because you want them to be as close as possible to the same size when you're finished. One direction. And then the other direction. Being sure to trim them. So that the tape and the cardboard make a square. Two to go. Again, square, hold it on the diagonal so it makes a diamond, cut it in half from one tip to the other, or as close as you can get to that, and then cut each side into 2 triangles. Place them back on the table. You get these where you can see better. Check them for size. Looks pretty good. Tape them back together. By folding the tape over this way, you're hopefully not wasting too much by trying to cut huge pieces or small pieces that don't make it. Okay, and again, trim off the excess tape, making sure to keep everything square. There's 3. Square to triangle, cutting it, cutting it again each side so that you have a total of 4 triangles. Lay them out on the table. Check your spacing and your size. Taping them together. And trim. See, I'm using the edge of the tape as if it were paper. And sometimes you have to pull the pieces you're cutting off your scissors so that they don't get too sticky and cause you a problem. Now I have 4 taped squares. I need to put them together. To do that, I'll take 2 squares, and I'm going to do yellow side up so you can see. And I'm going to lay them next to each other. And then instead of taping on a diagonal, I'm going to tape on the vertical. Okay, now that I have 4 pieces, I'm going to work with the yellow side so you can see this better. And I'm going to take them and start taping them together. This time on the vertical instead of the diagonal. Lay your pieces and tape. Lift them up. Again, keep your tape taut. Okay, now you have 2 hooked together. Bring in a 3rd square. Just make sure that they're going the same color so that all the color is the same as you look at the side across. You're going to take it and on your desks it should lift a lot easier. I now have 3 taped together. I'll add the 4th one. Again, laying it out, checking the distance. Alright, I now have all 4 of them taped in a line. You want to trim off the extra tape across the top edge or top and bottom, however yours ended up being, just like we did when we made the squares. Okay. As you can see, all 4. Now you need to decide what color you want on the outside of your box to start with. Whatever color you want to be on the outside should be facing down. The opposite color should be facing you right now. So with yellow showing, my box is going to be blue. I do this by folding in the 2 outermost pieces. Let me do that again. The 2 outermost edges I'm going to fold in. And this is easier if you can get someone next to you to help you. You're going to overlay them, hold it in place, and you're going to tape that just like you did the earlier pieces. Okay, so I'm going to get the tape started. And I'm going to move my scissors since I'm doing this alone. Same idea though. Lift it all up, except this time I'm going to take a guess of how much I need to come through the inside and cut that loose. Okay. Now I need to carefully lift the box that I just taped and take this extra end and carefully feed it under. And I can take the other side and feed it over if need be. Alright, you should now have all 4 pieces taped together. The next thing you're going to want to do is loosen them a little, because that tape's going to be tight. So you want to fold them on the tape lines just to loosen the tape up. Okay? This will make it easier for you to work with. Okay, I'm going to take one of my other ones here now, and at this point you can start working it. And it should now be flexible enough for you to work with to complete the task.